Hey, Spirit Tribe, Gigi here with Spirit Readings, and I'm so glad and so happy that you're able to join me here tonight. I will be taking your questions, so make sure you put them in all caps for me so that I can see them properly. I'm so grateful and thankful for everyone that's able to be here tonight. I did pull some cards for the general collective. So if you catch this when it's not live, these messages are for each and every single one of us. So first up, we have the King of Pentacles, and he represents prosperity, success, ambition, and security. He is reliable, he is generous, he is skillful, knowledgeable in practical matters. He is trustworthy, he is steadfast, and he is enterprising. He is about his business. Pentacles is earth. Earth is the power of the physical body, being present. This king does say you can have your cake and eat it too, but it's not going to be easy peasy lemon squeezy. You do have to put some work into it. He's seated here upon his ancient tree throne, and he's holding a crystal scepter in his right hand. Although he is not overly sentimental, he is a loving and kind man. So whenever the King of Pentacles comes out for me, I always feel my granddad's energy. He started life out very poor. I think there were like 10 or 12 of them, and he had to pick cotton in the morning before he went to school. But he grew up and he ended up owning his own real estate business. So, he ended up doing very well for himself. The language of flowers, we have agapanthus, words of love, speak with your heart. So, we should speak with our heart. We should speak love into ourselves, into other people, and, especially about the future, about situations. I'm going to get your question started here, and then after I'm done, I will definitely get to your question. Spirit is saying now is not the right time on something. So if it had to do with timing, now is just not the right time. We also have fearless coming out here. So, sometimes we let fear make things worse or make things bigger than they actually are, like making a big deal out of nothing. So, let your courage, let your confidence build up. You can tap into that King of Pentacles energy at any time. So, all right, let me go here. And hi, welcome. What are A's intentions? Does he like me? So, all right, let's see. Does he like me? Ostra, can you answer this? For this person, does A like them? I am getting a yes as far as liking you. Now, whether it means they like you in the same way you like them, we'll have to see what we get here. Okay. So I got wind chimes, which says peace and harmony. So he wants someone that adds peace, that adds harmony into their life. That's what A wants. They don't want their peace interrupted, so they're not here for drama. I did get marriage, and I did get rings. A marriage will take place, either romance or business. So I would say his intentions, getting to know you a little bit better. I do feel like they are interested in the long term in commitment. So I hope that helps answer your question there. It was a good one. Thank you so much for that question. Let's see if we have any more coming in. So let me know if that made sense to you or if that resonated in any way. I really hope so. So, all right. Yeah, put your questions in all caps for me, please, so that I can see them. If you want to go back, if you didn't catch the intro, you're most welcome. Thank you so much for being here. I hope if you're not already, can you please subscribe to my channel? That truly means so very much to me. I love being able to interact with everyone. It really does bring a lot of joy into my life. And originally, I was going to do this live so that if I can find my words here, my mom was supposed to have surgery tomorrow. And originally I was going to do this in hopes, of getting a few, donations. It doesn't have to be anything big, because I'm going to be taking off. I'm going to be, eventually going over and taking care of my mom while she recovers from surgery. It got moved to next Tuesday, but if you still wanted to donate now, that would really mean a lot to me. Let's see. I'm also going to put my email up if anybody wants to get a hold of me for a personal private reading. You can reach me there at my email. And I'm glad that I was able to answer your question. I hope it brought you some peace and clarity, and, that it will move forward. It might be slower than you would like at times, but it definitely has the potential for the long run. So, all right, let's see if anyone else, still kind of early, people are still trickling in and out. So if you have a question, please put it in all caps for me. So that I can see it and I can get it answered for you. I appreciate each and every single person that comes in tonight. And, hi, Andrew. Is there anything Spirit wants you to know right now? Ooh, okay, that is a good one. Welcome in, Andrew. So let's see what Spirit wants Andrew to know right now. There's something you need to get more information on. So you may have to do your research. You may have to ask some questions. If it involves any kind of contract, make sure you understand exactly what you're getting yourself into. Make sure all the T's are crossed, the I's are dotted before you sign anything. Make sure you read the fine print. If you don't understand something, get some help with it. Sometimes things go over my head, but you are going to be successful at whatever you put your hand, heart, and mind to, Andrew. Spirit is really trying to encourage you to keep moving forward. Sometimes even when we're on the right path, it can feel like we're not, and we just need to know that we are. You're being encouraged to use your imagination a little bit here. In your mind, you can go anywhere, you can be anything, you can do anything you want to do. There's no limitations other than the ones you place there. So, all right, let's see. You have fuchsia. True feelings within you is all you need to know. So, within you, you have your inner wisdom, right? And your higher self, your guides, and your angels want you to know that you're smarter than you give yourself credit for, other people have given you credit for even. So let's see what else. You have the Ten of Swords. So, there may have been, the Ten of Swords, boy, howdy. You could feel like you've been stabbed in the back repeatedly, and, literally something's dead done over. But if you can see, there is a rose here for, life. And, when things knock us down, when we're on rock bottom, we got two ways to go, straight up or sideways. So you have to decide which way you want to go. This bird here is waiting and watching to see what you're going to do. So we learn lessons, and like roses, they're beautiful, but they have their thorns, like, hey, I have to learn to put my strong, healthy boundaries in place and not let people walk all over me. So that is what Spirit has for you, Andrew. Thank you so much. And you're always researching and looking up information. So there may be something I need to continue to study. Yeah, I feel like if it hasn't come to you yet, it is on the way. And, it's something that's going to come up and you're going to be like, oh my God, I need more information. I need to know what this is, what this means. And I feel like you dive deep when you want to know something. And I think that's a beautiful, wonderful, amazing thing to do, Andrew. And I really appreciate your question. And I hope that helped bring you a little clarity or, peace or whatever it is that you were hoping to find. And thank you so much for being here tonight. Yeah, the Ten of Swords was a past relationship. Ooh, infidelity and lies. I left that behind 2 years ago, last month, but it definitely left a mark on me. Yeah, because sometimes, unfortunately, we have to learn lessons the hard way, right? Because, like, for instance, when I was married the first time, like, before we even got married, I knew I shouldn't marry him, but I was young and I wanted to be married. And boy, if I had just listened to my higher self and been like, nope, this ain't the best thing for me, it would have saved me a lot of heartache, like 3 years, and then of course you have to detoxify from that. And it takes a while sometimes for all of that to come out. It comes out in layers too, because that's the thing with healing. Sometimes a new layer comes up and we're like, really? I thought I was over this. And then we have to cry or be angry or whatever it is that we're feeling in that moment. So that, because our body stores stuff. Sometimes the mind forgets in order to protect us, but the body stores that pent up emotion, and then it has to come out. It has to go somewhere. So, but 2 years and you're still, I think sometimes things have to leave a mark on us, or we would just keep doing it over and over and over again. And it's like, I don't want that on repeat. And I'm sure you don't either, Andrew. So, right. Yeah. Helped a lot. Thank you, Andrew. I really appreciate you. And, it's really hard sometimes when we give our all and we give our best to someone, and just to find out that we weren't even in the same relationship or something, like you were giving it your all and they're like, let me lie to you, let me feed you garbage, and have this secret life where I'm doing other things or other people even, like, really? I hate that. Like, some people should just stay single if they know they can't be faithful, is my opinion, or have that relationship where everybody agrees it's open or something. But people are going to do what they're going to do, right? So we'll just wait for a few more questions to come in. I'll just talk. You can continue to drop comments or questions down below, even if you would like, Andrew. If there's anything else you would like to know. Love is weird and love is strange sometimes, because my first, hi, I am good, how are you? Like my first marriage, he cheated and lied too. So, like I said, we were in two different relationships. Like I was in love, I was, doing everything I can, and he was playing around on the side. So sometimes you got to cut them out, and it's hard, but it's better for you in the long run. If you have any questions, please drop them and try to put them in all caps for me if you can. Just helps me see them a little bit better. I am good. Hope we are all in good health. Yes, I am feeling pretty good today, and I hope you are too. All right. I've made a specific wish ask of the universe. Will it be granted? Will Andrew's specific wish ask of the universe be granted? Yes, it will. The universe is like, I hear you loud and clear. Thank you for being so specific and detail oriented. Now, just sit back and let us razzle dazzle you. So I feel like things are going to start trickling in. It might be slow. It might be little things at first, because that's going to help boost your confidence, boost your belief. And sometimes we just need that extra to encourage us and keep believing. Don't lose faith, don't lose hope, and keep going and claim it like it already belongs to you. When you're writing it, or whatever the case may be, make it where you already have it, you're already thankful, you're already grateful, and then act like it's already done. And that's like a big thing that helps me manifest and keep going, and trusting and believing. I even ask the universe for specific signs, whether it's numbers or like show me a butterfly when things are going to change for the better, things like that. You can get very specific in your what you're asking for, what you're manifesting. I want to ask, what's current feelings, and I don't know how to say this name, so I'm just going to say in, to his new person. Let's see if we can get an answer here. Ooh. All right. So let's see here. I got dark woman. So dealings or relationship with a woman with dark complexion or hair. So I don't know if this new person, has dark complexion, dark hair, dark eyes, even. I get that he's a turkey. He behaves stupidly. So, there's that. I also got feather. He is undependable and insincere. So his feelings are not true. I feel like he is just with this new person for a short amount of time, because we have the broom, new home, new attitude. And I feel like he sweeps women or people off of their feet, and he does it quite often. I don't feel like he just commits himself to only one person. I feel like he has multiple people. So definitely narcissistic is a word that comes up. He uses people. They're playing at love or whatever, and he's just playing to get whatever he can. He plays people for a fool. But in turn, he's also not very smart. He behaves, in a way that's not nice, in a way that's not good. He is not putting good energy out into the universe. And eventually, someday, karma, that energy is going to come back to him tenfold. So, yeah, I mean, they're a new person, but they're only going to be new for a short time. I'll do my best. Give me just a second. Hopefully, I spelled that right. There we go. Hopefully, you can understand that. I do apologize, but yeah, like, you're most welcome. I try to make it easy for people to understand, but I get it. Yeah, unfortunately, he's just not a very good person or a very nice person. Narcissistic is definitely something that keeps coming up. So, um, he won't stay. Hopefully, let me see if I can get this. He won't stay. Hopefully, that all will make sense for you. So he's not the best person, or they are not the best person. And it feels like, all right, does he still love her now? No. No, he doesn't. And honestly, I it kind of feels like he never was. um you were just another person that he used for his own gain. to get what he wanted from you at the time. And then he got bored and he moved on to the next person. Hi, Teresa. Nice to see you. Hopefully, if typing it out helps, I will try to remember that. I'm so happy that people are showing up. Hey, hey, everybody. It's a Tuesday night party. Like I said, I was originally doing this because my mom was supposed to have surgery tomorrow, and they moved it to the 19th. Her surgeon had emergency surgery, so we would rather have the surgeon not be too tired. Your surgery went great. Yes. Yes, I'm so happy to hear that. Yes, kick cancer's ass. I love it. I love hearing good news. And then dude can get looked at once you're feeling better. Hopefully I haven't missed any. I'm trying to keep eyes on everything, and I'm like a squirrel with shinies. I get distracted real easy here. Thanks for praying for you. Dude is next week. Yes, of course. And I'm hoping and praying that everything goes good for Dude as well. Sending so much love, light, positive, healing energy to both you and Dude. Yes, love it. Hi, fairy dust covered in magic. Hey, Angel, first time viewer. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you as well. Thank you for popping in. If you have a question for me, make sure you put it in all caps so I can see it and get to it. Teresa, I am just over the moon that your surgery went well. Like, you feel a lot lighter and a lot happier. Like, I feel that tapping into your energy a little bit there. It feels pretty good. Yeah, you definitely had to take care of yourself first in order, to be able to take care of Dude. Yours was more serious and needed to be taken care of first. So, oof, okay. Hey, everyone here today. So happy to have you here, Fairy Dust. So, how has everyone's week been so far? Or your day? Like I said, I thought my mom was going to have surgery tomorrow, and we were looking forward to it, especially her, for the pain relief. Yeah. You are so right, Gigi. It's amazing how fast you connect. Well, I could just feel your, happiness bubbling up, and it's a good thing. Like, it's amazing how good you feel just from the last time we connected. And it's like night and day, like with how much better you feel. I got the chariot for you, Teresa. It just flew out as I was thinking about you. So the chariot is Cancer energy. How fitting when you're kicking its butt. The chariot embraces all sides of itself, the light and the dark. It is leaving the city behind, because forward movement here, we got to keep moving forward. You're stronger than or give yourself credit for sometimes. And this charioteer, or however you say it, is very strong. She's only holding this rein with one hand. And she knows that she is the only one that should be steering her life. She is the only one that should be where was I going with that? My brain is braining all of a sudden. She's the only one that should be steering the course of her life. She's the only one that should be deciding where she goes. And there's also an eagle up here. There may be a couple of them. They're birds of prey. They're birds of strength. They're your eyes in the sky. You have to leave things in the past sometimes in order to keep moving on. Oh my gosh, it looks like you're too many horses. How cute is that? Which one kicked dude? What's Oh gosh. Okay. Hi Jags. Ooh, you just finished an interview with Bill. I'm not sure if I know who that is, so I might have to catch up with you after the live here, see what you got going on. I'm happy to see you, Jags. Looks like you're too many horses. I love it. But you're telling them, hey horse, go this way, you go where I say. And I can only imagine them being like, I do what I want. Oh gosh, I know that's how my dogs and my cat are. They are very much you think you're in charge calling the shots, but you're really not. How funny. Okay. Not sure on what you can pick up or read as first time seeing you. Can you feel anything about my calling? Clue is the tree and the clouds. Why was I shown what I seen? What is my calling? Okay, so tree can be like your ancestral your blood, your roots. You may need to check in with your own root system as far as your chakras go. Maybe you need an attunement, an alignment. Clouds it depends on what the clouds looked like. Were they stormy? Were they clear? Was the sun shining behind them? Clouds can often represent troubles, but also reminding us that troubles are just temporary. The clouds are going to part. It can't rain on us all the time. So, but rain is also beneficial to us because it does what? It helps things grow. And if you are, taking your roots and you're moving them somewhere else, maybe you're not wanting to do the same thing that's always been done in your family. Maybe you want to go your own route, so you're replanting yourself, right? And that rain is going to help you grow big and strong. I'm hearing you're like the mighty oak tree. You can bend without breaking. And boy, I just got chills. Clouds showed you many faces and animals. They definitely do train us for sure, Teresa. So what animals was it showing you? And I always ask people, what do you feel when you see these things? You may want to journal it. The tree spoke to you. Ooh. I don't know if you've ever seen the cartoon version of Pocahontas, but what was it? She called the tree like grandmother, and it would speak to her. And that's kind of what I'm feeling there for you. Like, that is another way for your ancestors to speak with you and let you know that they are always with you, even if you didn't know them here on earth. It's okay. All right. Let's see. Can you tell me about my income and where that will be coming from and when? Ooh, okay. Hit me with the good stuff here, Jags. All right. Ooh, you got the sun, the happiest card in the whole deck. So, the sun is shining on you. It's shining on your finances, and the sun illuminates everything. So you're going to know the right path at the right time. It's going to be illuminated for you, and it's going to be very clear. Okay. So when that sun shines on that path, you're going to know that you know that you know. And, I'm hearing writing. Like, keep speaking your truth. Get it on print. Get it out there into the universe. And when, let's see, October just popped into my head here. I think we talked before, and October seemed like it was a very prosperous, very active month for you. We have the situation will improve. It will get better. So you just got to keep hanging in there. You just got to keep believing. You just got to keep moving forward. You just got to keep swimming. All right, let's see what else before I miss anything. Hi, Erica. Nice to see you. I'm happy that you can be here. Mama D, no question. Just supporting a fellow light worker. Thank you so much. I love and appreciate that. All right. Dogs, tortoises, cats, and a big tall bird. Daily, I am surrounded with eagles. Okay. So dogs are very friendly, very protective. Tortoises, to me, they help me remember that slow and steady wins the race. Sometimes we have to slow down. Sometimes things take a little longer than we would like it to. Cats are very independent. So, there's that. And then birds are messengers. So you could be waiting on some news to come your way. Maybe it's moving a little slower than you would like, but and a cat always lands on its feet. Spirit is just saying here too. So, if you fall, it's going to be okay. You're going to land on your feet. You're going to be able to keep moving forward. Eagles are strength. They are wisdom. They are your eyes in the sky. You can get a clear view on everything that's going on around you. And dogs are also loyal. I'm getting that as well. So, I'm also seeing like a totem pole, like those would be your animals, like your spirit guide animals as well. So, you may want to look into the meaning of all of them, and I would journal it. I would write it down. And hey, Denise, pull up a chair. Yeah, pull up a chair. We're just getting started. Jax, who is Bill? I meant to ask you that. And I don't know if I was done or not with yours. I'm like a squirrel picking up shinies over here, like ping, ping, ping. Let's get it. If you're new and you're coming in, please put your questions in all caps for me so that I can see it properly. At 999 show. Oh, okay. I don't think I know who that is, or I haven't checked them out yet. So I'll have to look at that. Hey, Crystal Connors. Happy to have you here. We are just hanging out on a Tuesday night. Like I said, I originally was doing this before. I thought my mom was having surgery tomorrow, and turns out she's not. You are most welcome, Fairy Dust. Thank you so much for your question. I feel like Spirit is showing you all of these things. So, you learn to tap into your own inner wisdom and your own inner strength even more. And, ancestral magic, boy, is really strong. So, or tools of fortune. Oh, okay. Uh, Let me see. I would like to get a message from my cat, Sweetie, and or my mom. Okay, let's see what we get here. Okay, so your cat is like running around chasing its tail. It's what it's showing me here. So feeling very playful. So I don't know if she was pretty sick towards the end and unable to play like she would have liked to, but she's showing me that she's able to play. She feels a whole lot better. I also got improving health. So, um, you know, I feel like that's one way of them both letting you know we are better, we are healthy, we are whole again. And, take this time to concentrate on yourself, improve your health. Ask for help from others when you need it. I feel like you have to learn to delegate a little bit more, and let people start picking up their own slack, and everything. And in the near future, something big, something major is on the way. And I feel like once you ask for help from others, that helps bring the blessing in your way. And your health is going to keep improving. You just have to keep working towards it. Be more mindful and aware of what you're putting into your body. And that's something I have to do as well. Well, she told me she is in good health and in good spirits. When I first connected, she showed me she was running around chasing her tail and playing. So, like I said, I don't know if towards the end that she was very, very sick and not in good spirits, but she's feeling amazing now. So, definitely feeling better than she was. I don't sense her holding on to any hostility. I don't sense her holding on to any grudge. Your mom and your cat both, they're letting you know they're healthy, they're happy, they're whole. And life is a lot better for them. Don't feel bad. Sometimes I forget what the question is. Oh God, I do that all the time. Juliana Teresa, hello. My dog is doing better. Thank you. I'm so glad to hear that. I don't know if you caught Teresa said her surgery went really good. Yeah, so I don't see Sweetie is holding any kind of grudge. You know, in fact, what I'm getting is you did the best that you could at the time. So love yourself, forgive yourself. And, Sweetie is doing good. Sweetie is doing better. Like I said, she showed me running around, chasing her own tail, having a good time, very playful and everything. So, okay. I miss her. She took a piece of my soul. I completely understand. That's how I was with my dog, May May. It is. She's been my friend for almost 14 years. She came to me when she was 2 months old. Oh my gosh, just a little baby. I'm so glad she's feeling better and doing better today. Still sending love, light, positive, healing energy for Matilda. I had Sweetie for 20 years. She is the love of my life, and she still is. And she's still around you. And they want you to know that, taking care of yourself is going to help your health improve as well. And when you learn to delegate and you learn to ask for help from others, and sometimes, we've been taught to view needing help as a weakness, but what my mama always told me, there's no shame in needing help. The shame comes when you know you need help and you refuse to ask for it. And, but something in the near future. So I feel like as you're loving yourself, as you're forgiving yourself, that Sweetie loves you, and, she's thankful and grateful for the life that you gave her. So, you are most welcome for all the prayers. I know, Jax, sometimes I'm afraid to ask too, but our fur babies mean a lot to us, and losing them is never easy. When they cross the rainbow bridge. But I've asked for May, my Sadie May girl, to even come to visit me in my dreams. Leave that door open for her, and she comes to me. She lets me know she's okay. I really missed her the other night when I started having a panic attack, because she would like lay on me. She could sense I was going to have one before I even knew. And if I was sitting, she would like push me back into the chair and get on me and lay on my chest and stay there until it went away. And that's not anything I taught her. She just did that on her own. And I have never been, that in tune, or had a fur baby that in tune with me. So I try to give tips, I do my best, but you know what? I learn from all of you as well. And, my brain just gets a new wrinkle every time. And you are so welcome for all of the prayers. I feel like we really need to keep uplifting one another and encouraging one another and putting out as much love and light and positive energy as we can, because the world, the universe really needs it. Thank you so much for the message from Sweetie. I feel her sometimes. She would lay on my chest. Oh gosh. I miss her kitty kisses. Oh my God. Kitty kisses are the best. I have a little kitty. She's about 3 months old now. My little olive girl, and her kitty kisses. Oh my goodness. I love them. Yeah. So Sweetie is happy. She is content. She's healthy again, and she's just wanting to play and enjoy, her the time that she has. If he is narcissistic when he contact me, is there any reunion between us? I'm getting a no for a reunion. Unfortunately, he is narcissistic and he is just a user. And once he gets bored, he moves on to someone else. So I don't feel like he comes back around unless you happen to have something he needs or wants at that time. Let's see. But after they cross over, they've never left us, and usually they're in better shape than when they were here. Matilda is a senior dog. That is so true. Like, my husband and I have both felt and seen Sadie Mae and our other girl, Holly. We called her Keiki. But and Kiki was a daddy's girl, so he has seen her more than I have. But she comes around, lets us know she's okay. I have a dog, Sweetie. Oh, I love that. Sweetie is just such a sweet name. I feel like, she was very sweet. She was very loving. I'm hearing happy purrs. So, and if you think you feel her on your chest and giving you kitty kisses, even if it's in your dream, then chances are she really is. Our spirit lives on. It's just the shell that gives out, and our beautiful, wonderful, amazing spirit lives on. And we just communicate in different ways. I got my I got my dad a dog who he named Sweetie. Sweetie dog has been so good for the well-being of my dad. They are so therapeutic, healing, because they just love, and they pour that love, with every single breath they take. It's just love, happiness. They're thankful and they're grateful for everything. And I think we could learn a lot from dogs and cats and other animals too. Especially like one of my dogs I have now, we rescued her, and I think she had been abused and by a man, because she doesn't trust men. She loves my husband now, but at first she was not a fan, and she loved me from the get-go. She's usually in here with me, but she decided she wanted to go in the room with daddy and her sis furs, as I say. She came with the candy, but sound like a stripper. Oh gosh. Okay. Oh, my my niece and nephew, when they were younger, they called me Auntie Go Go. And there was that song, She's a Go Go Girl, or something like that. And they would sing that to me, Auntie Go Go Girl. I was like, oh, Lord, you realize that's about a stripper on a pole, right? I need to stop typing stoned. Oh, that's the best, though. We love it. I love that you're stoned. I'm not stoned yet. Let me say that. I almost feel like I am, but not yet. I don't like getting, because in case I get too ripped like I did the other night, I don't want to have a panic attack on on a live stream. Ah, that would be awful. That would be terrible. I'm so glad though, that your dad, Crystal, that he got this dog, and she's uplifting his spirits. It's unconditional love, and we all could use a lot more of that, I think, for sure. I'm glad I'm not the only one that gets stoned though. I don't know if I'm supposed. Oh, hold on. Will I be selling my artwork too? And let me tell you, Jags, your artwork is amazing. I wish I could paint or draw. I did not get that talent. My brother did. But all right, will you be selling your artwork too? Yes, you will. It might be a little slower than what you're writing. Do you do your own illustrations? I don't know why that's coming through. I am having fun with it. They look amazing. Like that one made me think of like the bottom three chakras, like in balance and harmony, and just living life and having a good time, and being so in tune with your star player. Yes. Okay. So that's, yeah, illustrations. I feel like, is it something you may consider doing for other people? Like if they commissioned you for illustrations, would that be something you would consider? That was fun. It's crazy to look ugly and then I make it fun look. I didn't think it looked ugly at all, girl. I mean, as someone that wants to draw and is not good at it. Oh my gosh. Hey, Robert. Nice to see you. You have a cousin that nickname is Go Go. Oh my gosh. I don't know why. Like, I don't like to go out. I am very content with being at home and not going anywhere. So they were calling me Auntie Go Go, and then they decided I was Auntie No Go. So there was that too. Hi, Robert. I'm happy to have you here. If you have any questions, please put them in all caps for me. Gigi is actually my nickname. I'm named after my aunt, and she did not want Big Gail, Little Gail to be, our our names. My grandma always called me by my middle name because she came up with it, and then my cousin Glenn came up with Gigi for me because he said GJ doesn't sound good, so that's how I became Gigi. All right. I don't know. It's just this book. I'm going to make merch prints of my art. I am getting a yes. Make merch prints of your art. Like t-shirts, bags, mugs. I even saw like little coasters for people to set their drinks on. I don't know if that's in your realm of your merch. Even keychains. I just saw like a cute little keychain. But I mean, people may see your artwork and hit you up for illustrations too. Go Go Boot was big 55 years ago. Oh, I wasn't alive yet. I have these prints. Oh, socks. That would be that would be awesome. Make a socks. Yes. I feel like if you can dream it and you can believe it, you can achieve it. You need to take, hey, I mean, I think funky socks would be so cute. That's not something you really see. I used to crochet and make like the wristers, and I had a lady hit me up. I made some leg warmers for her daughter that was in ballet. I had to look up patterns and how to make it. I used to crochet a lot. Favorite thing I ever crocheted was I made my cousin an Elvis Presley blanket, and that was like one of my favorite things. You sent me something, okay, to my email. Jax, I think you're going to be good at whatever you put your hand, heart, and mind to. Like, once you just let go of all the what ifs, or, how can this go wrong? That sort of thing. And you just have fun and you just let things be. Things start unfolding for you in a big way. I love this funky artwork I'm doing. It's like I am in the girl. Yes, I know I caught the ones that had like red, yellow, and orange, and I think I caught one earlier that looked like it was red and blue. I mostly saw blue. I'd be liking it though. Oh, thank you so much, Crystal. I greatly appreciate that. That will definitely come in handy for when I am off and taking care of my mom. Uh, I still got to pay bills. I still got to be an adult and make sure my dogs and cats have their food and treats, or they'll start a grand uprising. They'll gang up on me. Thank you, Crystal. I greatly appreciate that so much. I have to sell some merch so I can spread the love. And I really love that. Because when you put your intentions into things, then the person that receives it receives all of that goodness, all of the love, all of the, good vibes. Your happiness even can be contagious. So I love that. I think people will love them too. If you guys haven't seen it, on her Facebook page. Wow, like it blows me away. And um, the red, yellow, orange one really made me feel happy. Like just kind of like Teresa's energy now since she's had her surgery and she's feeling a little bit better. Um, and I feel peace, Teresa, as well. Like everything's going to be okay, not only with yourself but with dude as well. And you're doing the very best that you can, and your animals know that they're loved. And I love that you just have such a wonderful, uh, of course, I love anybody that takes care of, animals. You are getting compliments. It's wild and it makes me happy. I mean, yeah, it makes you feel good when people appreciate what you're doing. I might have to find that picture of some of the things I crocheted. Like I said, that Elvis blanket was like my favorite thing I've ever crocheted, and my cousin still has it. So, and that was, gosh, Christmas 2010, maybe. So I don't think my grandma was still alive, or she would have confiscated it like real quick. But I love that you're getting compliments, and I love that it's making you happy. Uh, I I haven't in a while, since I've had the strokes, and since I have tremors and everything. I haven't tried in a while. I haven't even bought yarn or anything. I don't even remember what the last thing I crocheted was. I know I was going to, because I wrote it all out like the first year Danny and I were married. I was going to do a temperature blanket for that. I like when guys have socks and pocket squares matches. Ooh, that's an idea. I was at the pet store today to get my cats their wet food and treats. Oh my gosh, such fussy eaters like me. Literally, my cat, she will not eat just the dry food by itself. We have to mix it in with the wet food. But she's 3 months old now, and she just learned what treats are. I think we got her when she was maybe 4 weeks old, so we actually got her a little early. She wasn't even fully weaned yet. She tried to nurse from my pit bull, and my pit bull was like, "Whoa, not having it." Met some really cute kittens there. Oh, I'm a major supporter of the Humane Society and SPCA. Oh man, I the SPCA had to come to my little town here in Stroud, Oklahoma, not too long ago, and rescued over 500 Maltese dogs from. We had been trying to get this man shut down for like 25 years. And another place came, he was going to surrender some of the dogs. And then when they saw how bad the conditions were, and there were more dogs and more puppies, like they were kept in these small crates in these small like swimming pool things. Basically he was just breeding them. And he threatened these people, and then finally the police said that they could do something. And yeah, he's in his 80s, and he's a war hero and all of that. But he had got shut down in Tulsa for the same thing, and then moved here and was in business for 25 years. And it was horrible. So the SPCA and another place, I mean, 508 dogs, or it might have even been more than that. I don't know. I don't know what the last count was, but just horrible. They weren't loved on. They weren't in good conditions. A lot of them had to be shaved completely, like down to their skin, because they weren't being taken care of. And that is like, not only is it heartbreaking, but it makes you angry. They are some of your favorite charities. I love that. We need to take care of one another. We need to take care of the environment, a little bit more. Give back, every chance that we can. And I read something once, and I would love to be able to do it eventually, like plant fruit trees, in case there are, people that are down on their luck, or, they could have fruit. I mean, I know it wouldn't be for like the winter time, but, some people that are afraid to ask or don't want to ask for help, they could go pick their own fruit, or even their own. I think we used to have a community garden here, and I think that's a really, really good thing to have. You have two cats now, Spook, who Sweetie helped raise. I love that. He is 15 years old now and having health problems. Well, I did get that improving health card, so that could be, it could fit your dad, your other fur babies. Jasper is your younger cat, 3 years old. I love that name, by the way, Jasper. Happy purrs all around. I feel like, like I said, I saw Sweetie playing, chasing her own tail, having a good time. And, Spook and Jasper probably feel her around too. I always wonder when my cat stares off into nothing, what are you looking at? What do you see that I can't? I probably don't want to know sometimes. Oh gosh. Maybe there's an alien or something. Jags is sending her aliens my way or something. Ah. You ever think that maybe we're the aliens? I've thought of that a few times. Do you mark it as a pet communicator? If you don't, you should. You know what? I never have. I've had plenty of pets come through. Um, I guess I should. That's one more. Maybe I should write that down so I don't forget. That's a good idea. Thank you, Jags. Pets can be so wild sometimes, though. Like, I was reading for someone one time, and I actually knew her dog that came through, and it was showing me a blue chair, and it turned out her dad had just passed away, and the dog used to love to lay in that chair with her dad. So I was like, my neph dog is is showing me, and it's just another way to communicate. And sometimes I can pick up on pets if they're still living as well. If they want to communicate, maybe you should do an hour show every week and do pet communications. Let me write that down as well. Living in over the rainbow. Yeah. I have done uh where not a specific pet, but get messages. I have some animal decks that I like to use, and so sometimes I use that as a way for our fur babies to communicate. I'm writing down all these great ideas so I don't forget. See, wrote it down. I wrote it down so I won't forget, and then I'll lose my list or misplace it somewhere. No, I try to keep it right there. Living and over the rainbow. Yeah. My love for cats goes back to beyond my time in ancient Egypt. I don't know how to say that, so I'm not gonna. A pharaoh in the second dynasty, Imhotep was my advisor. Also, past life in Lyra. I get a past life, like guided meditation, and it took me clear back to Egypt at one time, and I was mind blown. Like, it was the first time my husband and I had been together, and it was kind of interesting, everything. So that is cool. I absolute cats, like, that's why cats are like, we deserve to be worshipped. It's one of strengths. Use it. Hey, I never really thought about it. They pop in though, just like people do. Well, last week I think it was, I did a spirit board session where I had Elizabeth come through, and she told me she had chose to take on watching over my house and protecting my house and also my fur babies. And I didn't know that was a thing. So, I learned something new with that. And like I said, I'm always learning as I go too. And my gifts I don't remember a time not having it. So it's hard for me sometimes to explain it when people ask it because when I was two, I would be playing at my grandma's feet or coloring. I just always wanted to be around her. She was my favorite person in the whole world. And I would look up at her, just pause whatever I'm doing and be like, I used to rock you when you were a baby, and, freak her out, because she would say, you didn't even look like a baby anymore when but her mom passed away 3 years before I was born, and I was always just able. At first, it seemed like it was just with my grandma, and then as I got older, the closer I am to someone, the stronger it seems to come through, the quicker it seems to come through, and sometimes it's just little flashes, and I have to figure out what the what or what are you showing me, because it doesn't make any sense to me. The twilight zone was the pretty people where ugly and the ugly people's beautiful. Sorry, Stone. So try. Woo, Lord have mercy. The twilight zone was the pretty people where ugly and the ugly. Oh, okay. Where pretty people were ugly and the ugly. Okay, yeah. Yeah. Like on the flip side. Because sometimes pretty people are ugly inside. That's just the way it be sometimes, and then it makes them just ugly to me. But I think it's cool when you meet someone for the first time or you talk to them. And then you just feel like you've known them your whole life. I did that with Denise. I feel like we've definitely been mother and daughter, family, and in another life. So, and it was so cool because she said it at about the same time that I did, and my husband was like, "You two were meant to meet and everything," and it's just so amazing how that can all work. Crystal, have you gone back to any other time? I love hearing and because history was like one of my favorite subjects in school, behind English. It was another one that I was actually kind of good at. Math, not so much. I can add, subtract, multiply, and divide. After that, I'm like, I don't need that, or whatever. uh, I like Stone and trying to figure it out, though. Hey, we're having a good time. And that is the important thing, that, we enjoy our lives, that we have fun, and, we're here for one another. And I definitely want to lift people up. And, because enough people or the world or whatever tries to tear enough of us down as it is. So I'm going to keep going anyway, though, because I'm stubborn. I think last time we were talking about movies. I'm still blown away. Last Saturday, I think it was, Jags and Denise, where uh, Spirit showed me a flash of Doris Day. And then the one lady was like, my mother's name was Doris. And I was like, all right, see, Spirit be knowing. Spirit be knowing. Man, I'm starting to get a little sleeper. It's all the fun I've been having. But yeah, it's one of the strengths. Use it. I didn't even think about uh, using, communicating with pets. I mean, I talk to the dead enough, I mean, or they talk to me. They be waking me up sometimes, and I'm like, let me get my sleep in. That was strong. Yeah. I, it's just, that's why I'm saying when people ask me, about my gifts and everything, it gets kind of hard for me to explain because I've never known what it's like not to have it. And I'm so grateful and thankful that I was never discouraged. I don't know that I was like greatly encouraged, but I'm like fifth generation in my family. So I come from a long line of strong women. My great great grandma read tea leaves, and her eldest daughter, my Aunt Lily, read palms. So, I mean, I'm not the first, right? Oh, well, thank you, Teresa. You've helped make me feel happier too. Just being in your energy felt so good. It kind of gave me a little boosty boost there. What is the best merch product should I do first? Prints, then knock them off their socks with socks. Yes, I love that. Should you do first? Should you do prints? I'm getting a no. Should you do the socks? Yes, you should. I really love that. That's such a, I love it. And I love socks. So, uh, well, and my husband especially. I really hate shoes. I don't really like wearing shoes or socks, but when my feet get cold, I'm gonna wear some socks, and I would love some knock them off their socks with socks. I mean, that sounds amazing. I mean, you have a whole plan and idea there, so run with it. I feel like you're being given the green light here, Jags, and it's not just this one avenue, like it's multiple, like literally anything you put your time, your energy, your blood, your sweat, your tears into. um and none of it is meaningless, none of it is wasting time. So go after it. I feel like is the thing. Yeah, you may have to take some classes, you may have to do things to help yourself, but I feel like you're pretty good at doing things. So will my ex fiance come back to me? Jeanette Torres, will her ex fiance? I am getting a no here, but Spirit is saying you may be friends down the road. I don't feel like it will be romantic again. Um, Let me see what else comes through here. But embrace your Queen of Wands energy here. The Queen of Wands, woo, she is fiery, honey. She draws people to her like a moth to a flame. You can literally have anyone that you want. The Queen of Wands is magnetic. She goes after who she wants and what she wants, and the lioness does all the hunting and everything. So and you got the eagle up here for strength, and your eyes in the sky. So I mean, embrace your inner Queen of Wands, fix your crown, and carry on, because someone better is up on the horizon. You're attracting someone better, brighter, uh, someone that will truly love you and let you love them in return. So better is up ahead for you, Jeanette. And be bold. and go after what you want. That, wands is fire. Fire is the power of taking action, and be confident and believe in yourself, and know that you deserve to have your happily ever after, however it looks to you personally. It's been a very hard year for me. Various illnesses and my missing mom's oh my lord, missing mom's remains was found. I'm glad they were found. She was missing a year. A beautiful First Nations woman. I have yet to find the cause of her passing. I feel a lot of weight here in my heart, or my chest area. Like I'm having trouble breathing. I'm having trouble catching my breath, and even pressure. Like I don't I don't know how to say this exactly. I Do you feel like it was natural causes? We'll start there. But you've mentioned that my health will get better, have a chronic cough, sore throat, now recover. Man, you have been through it, girl. Like it's your time for a break. You're most welcome, Jeanette. Thank you. Thank you for being here now and asking your question. Okay, so let me continue on, because what I am getting, what I am feeling is like I'm being buried alive. And, I'm swallowing the dirt that is being thrown on me. And so I'm choking, and all the pressure on my chest, and I can't breathe. And I know that's graphic, and I'm sorry, but I feel like you have a right to know that was your mother. She was also missing for a year. So it's like, it's very hard. So, yeah, she's not suffering now. And I know, that she also doesn't come through very strong. So I don't know if she is still working things out with how she passed, because when we're murdered or when life is taken from us, I think sometimes those people and people that suffered from Alzheimer's or dementia, they have a harder time with like accepting and working through things, if that makes sense. Uh, I'd rather know what happened to her. Yeah. And that's the only reason. Ooh, and I'm feeling lightheaded now. That's the only reason she shared that with me. My mom went missing on a notorious sketch of highway called the Highway of Tears in British Columbia. Was she Native American by chance too? Because I kind of feel like I'm in the wrong place, and I'm just not having a good feeling about even being in this place. But for whatever reason, I'm here and I'm trying to get through it. I'm trying to get to where I need to go, where I want to go. And just, okay. Yeah, First Nations. Okay. I wasn't sure what, yeah, here we call it Native American. So I have Native blood in my lineage as well. So, and unfortunately, a lot of those women are targeted. I'm about to cry. But she wants you to remember who she was. And, her strength and everything flows through your veins, and she's proud of you. Like, that is coming through. She's very proud of you. And she doesn't want you to have more questions than answers. She wants to see you thriving, not just surviving. And, you know, she's there. She's there with you. And you can call on her at any time, and you can talk to her, and know that she hears you, and she knows the sadness you carry inside, because I know I'm never going to be ready for my mom to pass. I know it's eventually going to happen, but it's nothing you're ever ready or prepared for. And yeah, I feel like she was targeted, is what comes through. My mom and I had a good relationship for the most part throughout the years. In past 5 years, I have had problems talking to her. Wasn't sure how to talk to her. So guilty. Um, and she takes ownership for, her own part in that. Um, like she's saying, I'm not sure what happened. She's not telling me that. I'm not meant to know everything. But she put walls up and kind of, wasn't as easy to talk to there for a little while. Not as easygoing as she once was. And, then she made choices. And, still, no matter what, a person doesn't deserve to have their life taken from them. And she's like, now you can talk to me just like you did before things weren't easy between us. And I'm always listening and I'm always loving. So she's always sending love to you. She showed me feathers. So I don't know if you've been finding feathers or if you're going to find feathers to let you know she's around. She says hello. But she wants you to let go. Okay, that makes a little more sense. My mom was diagnosed with paranoid schizophrenia. So I was wondering, because usually with like dementia or Alzheimer's, I see people with the black swirling like in their brain, to let me know. And I was seeing that, but it wasn't the same as Alzheimer's or dementia. And I was trying to wonder if maybe she had a head injury or she suffered in life. Glad that yeah. And I mean, she does take some responsibility for her death. Now, she says, of course, not the whole thing. She said, yeah, I was not in the right place. I shouldn't have been. I shouldn't have been in that place. Um, was she off her meds possibly during this time? Because I feel kind of out of control and, spiraling. Did you, did I say, yeah, I said socks. Yeah. Yeah. I feel like the socks are going to not blow people away, like knock them out of their socks, literally. I feel like that is such a good marketing plan there. I know she is happy to be united with my grandpa. She was refusing her meds, and that's the thing. Sometimes they think they're better, or they feel better when they're not on their meds, or they think they are. And then you know the voices or whatever the case may be. And like I said, I feel like she was targeted, uh the way so many uh Native American women are targeted, trafficked, that sort of thing. And you know the thing is, she wants you to know that she is not suffering anymore. And she is sorry for her part in things too. Like, if you know she's at that part where she's healing certain areas of her life, and you know a regret is that she didn't take better care of herself. She didn't take her medicine like she should have. And that she kind of shut down and wasn't there for you in times when you needed her. um that she wasn't able, because she wasn't in the right frame of mind. I imagined her having a party with relatives, especially with my Uncle Chuck. Oh yeah, they have a celebration. They're welcoming, her with open arms. Is it her grandpa or your grandpa, her dad, that she would have been most excited to see? I feel like she just ran straight into their arms and felt whole, felt home, felt peace. They are fun. Yeah. I love the sock idea. I really do. And yes, sorry, and we are giving you so much hugs, so much love, light, positive energy. We are sending your way, Crystal. And you know, and when it's your time, years and years down the road, it's going to be like no time has passed. All right, let's see. I had blamed her boyfriend for a while. I thought he had something to do with it. Cops cleared him. I hope she loved my poem story. She missed my grandpa, her dad. Okay. Yeah, so I feel like he's the one. She ran right into his arms, and it was like coming home and feeling that peace and feeling that love. And let's see, she did love your poem story, and she loves it every time you talk about her, every time you mention her, because it keeps her memory alive. Was the boyfriend, I'm getting a no for the boyfriend being involved, but what I'm getting is she was targeted, so. And I don't have any more information other than that. Like, but of course, with her frame of mind then being, schizophrenic and paranoid, like feeling like she's being watched, feeling like she's being stalked. So that's what I am getting from that. Like, I don't think she knew this person uh Ooh, and I just got tingles in my head. Hello, does Michael regret doing the domestic violence that he did to me? I'm getting a yes that he does regret it, but I'm also picking up that he has a lot of pent up anger inside of himself. So his likelihood of repeating it is high, especially if he gets triggered or just gets really angry. And that is something that he will have to work on, be truly sorry. To be truly sorry, it means that you want to change and not do the behavior again. And sending love, light, and positive energy to you as you are healing as a domestic abuse survivor. I know what that's like. We often take on, oh, well, if I just hadn't done this, or if I hadn't said this, then, and yeah, maybe so, but, it's not our fault that someone got so out of control, so angry that they decided that the best thing to do was put their hands on us. And uh, I think it would take a lot of counseling and a lot of finding other outlets for his anger. Whether that's walking away, going to work out, that anger that he has pent up inside of him, it needs to go somewhere and not come out as violence. um I wrote her my poem and told a funny story of her and my auntie at Chippendales. Oh my goodness. He is an angry person. Yeah, lots of anger stored. Can they reconcile one day? I am getting a maybe. And like I said, I feel like that's because he needs to work through, his issues. And also, you need the time to heal because now you have trauma from this. And sometimes when we're apart, it's so that we can heal. It's so that we can get better. We can get stronger. You also, hey, kudos to you for getting that restraining order. That's one step. That's a strong, healthy boundary. That is something loving and protective that you did for yourself. And there are so many people, and I'm guilty of it. I've gone back, when I felt like I didn't have any other option. And, I know what that hopelessness feels like. And, we live, we learn, and we hope we make better choices, better decisions. Are there children involved? I have witnessed so many domestic violence, especially when it came to my mom. Yeah. A young person I used to know was killed by her boyfriend. I am lucky to be here. You don't have any children. Well, okay. I definitely do feel like I have no other option, but I'm going to focus on healing. And, that's a lot of negative, toxic energy that you are going to, work through. And be kind and gentle and loving with yourself. Take it 1 second at a time when that is all that you can handle. I know people say take it one day. I have to take it 1 second at a time sometimes. Get through that 1 second. You don't have any children together. He has a child with someone else, but I don't have any kids. Okay. um So these may be, are you wanting to have children? Because I'm feeling two around you. So these could be miscarriage, could be one option, or these could be babies that haven't been born yet that have picked you to be their mother. Pillows and blankets. Pillows and blankets. I'm getting a no for that right now. Right now, I'm saying do the socks first, see how that goes, and then add on. I always counsel people in domestic violence situations that past witnessing has led me to be wary of relationships. I mean, that makes sense. Rather be single than to be in a bad situation or even be killed. I love life. Exactly. My abuse started at 5. Oh, Lord have mercy. We had planned to have children together. So I picked up on a male and a female. So it's possible in the future you may have 2 children. They have picked you to be their mother. So there is that. Sometimes I can pick up when they want to show themselves. So it's possible. Thanks. You're welcome. Spirit's saying, like focus on one thing. It's cool to have ideas, for future things. So things take off and then be like, you know what? I feel like I could expand. You've never had, yeah, I didn't feel like it was abortion or anything. Not that I hold anything against anyone, we all have our own path in life. So I'm not here to judge anyone for anything. Have we all been abused tonight? I would, it kind of feels like it. Yes, I would most definitely want children in the future. So now, whether they're going to be with him, I'm not getting that. I'm just getting that they have picked you to be their mother. They love you. They want to be with you. And the little girl is sassy. Little Miss Sassy Britches. Do you think that Michael's sister Yvonne hates me for calling the police on her brother, causing him to go to jail? Yeah. I mean, but girl, like, I get it, but I don't at the same time. You know what I'm saying? Like, I get it because that's my brother, da 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 da. Well, if your brother had been behaving properly and everything, what am I just supposed to let him kill me? I mean, that's where I would be coming from, like hopefully nothing happens to her, like when you want someone to be on your side if this happened to you. Yes, that seems to be a theme tonight. We all need to remember that it's not just women who are abused, and that is very true. My brother was abused by his girlfriend, and to his credit, never hit her. Women are bullies too. Women can be just as abusive as men can. I mean, but men are less likely to speak up because they're not manly or something. His sister Yvonne has called the police on him in the past because he was doing things to her too. Oh my gosh. It's like I can pick on my brother, or I can call the cops on my brother, but you can't. It's like a double standard there, if that makes any kind of sense. So sending you lots of love and support at Queen Goddess. Absolutely. So for that question regarding Yvonne, do you get a yes or a no or a maybe? So like I said, it is a yes, but I also feel like he may be feeding her like, oh, she blew it out of proportion. I didn't even do all that, that sort of thing. And unfortunately, like, yeah, thank you. Yeah, I love all the love and support going on in here tonight. And, like I said, his sister's like, I can call the cops on him. I can, but you better not, that, like, girl, like, you know who he be. You know what he's capable of. So you think he wouldn't do it to me? Like, I don't. Thank you. You're most welcome. Thank you for being here and sending you so much love, light, positive energy, as you're healing. And focus on that. Focus on your healing. Focus on getting through 1 second at a time. And each second you get a little bit stronger. Each second you heal just a little bit more. And know that you deserve to have someone that will love you and treat you with respect and not take their anger out on you. And like I said, if you were to reconcile, I would say it would take a whole lot of like him going through counseling, anger management, because I wouldn't want to bring children into this world with someone and have them see daddy beat up mommy. I witnessed it as a child. I seen my mom, and then I went through it myself. And you kind of start thinking, oh, well, that's my normal. That's what I'm used to. That's what I deserve. Sometimes we get in that mindset. So, but you did the right thing by calling the cops, sending them to jail, getting the restraining order, and taking care of you. Look out for you. Take care of you. We want you to be around for a long time. And don't worry about Yvonne. Yvonne kind of seems like a two-faced person to me, is the energy I'm getting from her. I told the court to make it mandatory for him to attend a batterer's intervention program and anger management courses. And girl, yes, I think that was very smart on your behalf, and you are most welcome. He may hate you for it, but if he goes through the classes, goes through the courses, and really does the work, really wants to change, really wants to release that anger, then in the end, it's a damn good thing for him. My first audiobook was about people who experienced trauma go on a 3-day camping trip without phones. Oh man, unplug? Yes. Every one of them never felt such amazing healing by being in nature. Man, nature is so healing. I like to go outside barefoot and just ground and center myself. Yeah, that's what I was picking up on. And double standards, like, she don't even like herself. I mean, she doesn't like herself, but she likes herself a little too much, if that makes any kind of sense. Like, full of herself. The program is 52 weeks, I think he needs it. And, pray over it, meditate over it, that he really learns, that he really grows, that he really absorbs, that he wants to change, that, he doesn't want to hold on to this anger. Even if you two never get back together, you can still put positive energy into it. Speak life, speak love, speak hope, positivity over yourself, other people, the situation, and especially about the future, because the future is not yet written in stone. You can create whatever you want to create, so you might as well paint yourself a masterpiece. So, that's my hope. People can change if they want to. That's the thing. Nobody else can do it for them. They have to want to. They have to do the work. They have to put in the effort. So, just keep putting your strong, healthy boundaries in place and listen to your intuition. So, I feel like you are very intuitive. You may not always listen to it, because I know sometimes messages come in and we're like, huh, did you really mean that? Or did I hear that right? If I were to have someone reach out to him telling him to contact me, will he contact me? I'm getting a no, but the reason I'm getting no is because he is dealing, with his own anger, his own emotions over everything. He's still really angry at you right now. And, the restraining order. So I feel like he doesn't want to get into any more trouble than he's already in. Yeah, you're very intuitive, but spirit's like, she don't be listening. We be telling, and hey, I've been guilty of that too. Like I said earlier, I knew I shouldn't have got married the first time, and I was just like, oh, let's do it. Let's see what happens. And I could have saved myself a lot of heartache. And if I had just listened to my intuition from the get go. But you live, you learn, right? And sometimes we have to go through things. And I feel like you've also been called to be a healer. I don't know if you realize that or not. So that might be a little mind opening. And I feel like healers go through the most bullshit, the most pain, because you have to work on healing yourself. How often do you go live? Your readings are great and very accurate. It's kind of, I go live almost every Saturday with two other women, uh, Julianne and Denise. I think I'm going live this Friday with a friend if you want to check that out as well. My mom is going to be having surgery next Tuesday, so I don't really know when I'll be going live again after this weekend. It just kind of depends on her, her surgery, and then when I'm going to take care of her. So, but thank you so much. Yeah, you've been a healer multiple times. I definitely feel that. Uh, and sometimes we run from our calling. I know I did that. I was like, surely I'm not meant to be doing this, but um when your gifts call to you, I feel like you can only run so far for so long before it's finally yeah, this Saturday with Denise and Jags, I will be live, and then I believe Friday night I'm going to be live with Curtis, the Creek County Oracle, and he is amazing too. And you have that healer, it's at the root of who you are. And in each lifetime that you sign up for. And this is not the first time you and he have been connected, and I think that too. And he hurts you in each one, and I feel like you've got to break this, if that makes any kind of sense. You've got to break this cycle, and he's got to break things on his end of things too. He has to really want to change. And sometimes people say they do, and they may really think they do, and then they just don't know how, or they don't know how to get rid of all the anger. And it's not just anger, there's pain and fear as well. And pain and fear oftentimes come out as anger as well. So probably has been through his own trauma, not that it gives him the right to put his hands on anyone else by any by any means, or I can't even think of the word right now. Forgive me. I have had strokes. So sometimes my brain is just like, I don't have the word. I don't know when I'll go live again next week or not. I haven't got that far yet, but I will be live on the 15th and the 16th. It looks like it will be with other people, but you are always welcome to pop in. I would love to have you. Let's see, how much longer am I going to be live? You're enjoying the lives. Thank you. Wow, I just now looked up and saw I've been live for over 2 hours. So I will probably be cutting it soon. So if you have any more questions, please pop them over and I'll get them answered. I've had an amazing time with all of you tonight. We are all healing from something. There are some things we're going to heal from or grieve for the rest of our lives. That's just the way it goes sometimes. And let's love and encourage each and every one of us that's been here tonight, that and sometimes we heal from the things that we don't talk about, but you talking about it, because a lot of people don't. And because even though we're the victims, we carry shame, we carry guilt, and it feels like we carry all the heavy, even though the thing was done to us. And that's just always rubbed me the wrong way. I feel like, yeah, he does feel bad. Sorry about the lag there, you guys. My internet's way of telling me, hey, I'm tired too. Yeah, I definitely feel like he does feel bad about it, but is that going to be enough to make him change? It's a case of you're going to have to wait and watch and see. And sometimes people hold on to their anger, their fear, and the negative energy. They hold on to it like a blanket, because they don't know how to deal with life without it. Sorry about that. I feel better too, Teresa. It feels like this was a really healing time. Things got talked about that needed to be talked about. So many times things get shoved under the rug. We don't talk about that, that sort of thing. And it just makes it worse, and I hate that, the survivors and the victims are treated poorly. Like, this thing was done to me. I carry shame and guilt and things, and why should I be carrying? I know, I'm sorry, my internet's getting tired too. You're most welcome, Jags. I will plug your socks on my show. I'll wear them socks. Get my husband a pair because he loves socks. Yes, you've been victim shamed. I absolutely. And well, you called the cops on him and ruined his life. Well, you know what? He put his hands on me. If he hadn't have done that, wouldn't have happened, I mean, I guess I'll have to buy some for you to wear. Make them very funky. I have a boho spirit. You've been victim blamed by too many who are close to me. So, you got a case of the fake people. Like I said, I felt the sister by herself was two-faced. So, if you never heard that song, I think TLC sang it, A Case of the Fake People. When you put down, no one is around, you got a case of the fake people. That was a big hit back in my younger days, back when TLC was popular. I think it was on the same, I had the CD. What was it? It was a big one. Was it Crazy Sexy Cool? I love that song though, if you've never heard it. I am welcome to any messages from my family on the other side. I always feel good when I think of or hear from my sweetie. And sweetie loves you so much. She's like, this woman gave me 20 years. I had a long life, and I just got old and I just got sick, and I had to go, and I'm grateful and thankful that my bowl was never empty, or even close to empty. If it got to that point, I would raise a fuss. But I'm healthy, I'm happy, I'm whole, I'm surviving and thriving. I'm getting all the best Cheetos and chasing my tail, and just, happy as can be. And I still watch over Crystal. She will always be my mama. So I love that. Every time a crime happens, they always blame the victim, but not the perpetrator. Girl, preach that. Preach it. I was made to feel bad when I called the cops on my first husband. His mama got mad at me, and I was like, look, I don't deserve to be treated that way. Testify at Queen Goddess. Yes, I have been victim blamed, shamed too. Family pressure was heartbreaking. And, you really find out who your tribe is during times like this. As well, and then we end up wondering and worrying, about things, or things like that, and then they don't seem like they're worried about much. Just it's weird how that she had 4 litters. Oh, brain hemorrhaged. I valued her and let her go, and she appreciates you for that. I know you struggled with that. You felt, you always wonder, did I make the right choice? But you absolutely did, because she was suffering with that brain hemorrhage, and you let her pass with dignity and respect, and she actually really loves you and thanks you for that. Other family members or pets, let's see. Something made me wake up and I rushed her to the vet. Yeah, and you did the right thing, even though it's hard. Let's see. Your mom's a trip, though. Like, she kind of cracks me up a little bit. Like, when she was in her right mind, wow, what an amazing, caring, funny, loving human being she was. And like, that's how she wants to be remembered the most. And she hopes you can find your peace and your closure, because she knows that's important to you. Um, you were the like highlight of her life. You were one of the things that she was most proud of, even when she shut down, and but she's kind of like, I would rather her remember me for who I was before all of that. And know that you're loved. She is like, I am in her cheering section, cheering her on, and I am loud and I am proud. Yeah, she was funny, loving, generous. And so she really, like, I feel like her and, what did you say, Uncle Chuck are just up there cracking jokes at one another, pulling pranks on one another. But, the minute she crossed over and her dad was there, she felt like she was at home. She had that sense of peace. She wasn't suffering anymore. And she's happy, she's whole, and she's healthy. And that is what she wants for you. For you to be whole, for you to be happy, for you to be healthy, and know that you are whole already, just the way you are. You are worthy, you are deserving of having good things. And don't give up on yourself. Don't give up hope. Don't give up faith. Things can and will turn around. Did my mom like when my dad did speak at her memorial? I hope she is liking what my sisters have decided. She just likes that she is being remembered, that she is being talked about. It puffs her up, to know that people are still talking about her. And not just the bad stuff, not just the negative stuff, but the happy memories, the ones that are when it lights you up and it makes you smile and it's a memory with her, it makes you both feel good. It makes you both feel connected to one another. I think my good looks to my mom, she is beautiful, gorgeous, absolutely. And that's why I said I feel like she was targeted. And I hate that because she's kind of showing me, I don't know if it's the same, but like with the red hand, do you know what I'm talking about there? Like a native woman with the red. I think it's a red hand. Okay. So that's what she's showing me. So like targeted, trafficked, like, and like I said, I feel like she didn't know who this person was, but a feeling of being stalked and watched. And but then again, like I said, with her not being on her meds, it's a sense of, well, is this really happening? You know, it's like I put myself in danger, so I have to take, the responsibility for that. But it doesn't mean I deserve to have my life cut short. But she's not angry. She's not holding a grudge. She's like, I just have to let it go. And karma, eventually. I may get off of here soon, you guys. I am starting to get a little tired. Man, over 2 hours, but in a way it didn't seem like it at all. But I try. Oh, let me look. What does this guy HS feel for me? Thank you. All right. Are you wanting to know if it's romantic? Because I'm getting that starshine. Thank you for your question, by the way. You're very welcome, Crystal. Thank you as well. And I really like connecting with you. And I feel like this is not the first time we've been in each other's orbit. I almost said it feels like we've been sisters before. Yeah, anything that comes. So I feel like, let's see here. Have you tried to make it work before and maybe it's a reconciliation of some kind, like trying to be friends? I get it's a spiritual kind of love between you guys. Romance is in the air, so it is possible if you're both open to it. Peace and harmony. So, you want someone that's going to be an added blessing, but, it feels like someone can be arrogant, a boastful person that you should not cross. Maybe he's a little cocky sometimes. We also have the bull. Do not back down from opposition. Show strength and fortitude. So, with the bull, though, I also feel Taurus energy. So, one of you may be Taurus or have Taurus in your birth chart somewhere. And it's okay if you don't know. You're not talking on talking terms. Yeah. Yeah, definitely feel like he is egotistical. And I feel like he doesn't like it when you knock him down a peg, but he really needs it. He really needs to, like, and I'm not saying, people shouldn't feel good about themselves, but he tends to overdo, to be, like you said, egotistical. And yeah, I've been ignoring him, and I don't blame you for that at all. It could be, once you fully let go, someone better comes in for you. That romance could be in the air. That could be a spiritual connection between you and someone that would actually be a lot better for you. I hope that makes sense. Yeah, you go, girl. Keep ignoring him because he just wants you to keep feeding his ego. And you're like, look, I'm going to tell you about yourself. Look, I'm going to hurt your feelings. Like, oh, Lord, I feel like you don't back down from him. And you kind of challenge him in that respect, and it's like a love hate type of thing. Why did my mother's birth parents give her up? Ooh, okay. What I'm getting is they weren't ready, they weren't prepared to take care of her. And I don't know if she was really young. I kind of feel really young and really poor is what is coming through, and wanted her to have a better life. Was her mother perhaps young and unmarried? I hate men who have a big ego. That is a turn off, a big red flag, right? That's so true. Love and hate. And there truly is a thin line between love and hate. They deserve that treatment only, queen. Boy, sometimes they don't love anyone else as much as they love themselves. I don't know anything about my mother's biological parents. So here's what Spirit is giving me. I feel like the mother was young, got involved with a married man, and had no choice but to put her up for adoption. Like she couldn't take care of her on her own. And it wasn't an easy decision, at all. But am I able to pick up on any names? Nothing's coming through at this moment. But I have been on for over 2 hours, so I am starting to get a little tired. But have you done your DNA at all? What I feel like is that he was married to someone else, so he couldn't claim this child as his own. Hmm. Does someone maybe have a J name? I'm just getting an initial, not a full name. And they may not answer, unfortunately. It's so hard when you don't know a J name, not that I know of. Okay. Like I said, I'm just getting an initial. I'm not clear on whether it's a first, a middle, or a last name, or if it was just a fake name. The family should respond back to me. I don't know why they don't do it. Well, may not want to admit that their dad or their grandfather had an affair, is what I am being led to. They don't want to open that door. I went through a thing finding my biological father too. I didn't meet him until I was 26 years old. So, and that was about the time I got settled down, I got married, I wanted to have children, and I was like, well, I should probably know, the health, what I'm getting from both sides. I know my mom's side, but my dad's side is a complete blank. So, um, my dad and I aren't super close, though. I mean, what do I do with my Are your mother's biological parents still alive? I'm getting a no. And they're not wanting to talk. And I don't force anyone to come through that doesn't want to, you know. I believe in showing respect. So I'm you're most welcome, Big Bird. And I'm sorry that it's, you know, people are being difficult. You know, sometimes people just don't want to admit that things happened, you know. And if they don't look at it, or if they don't respond, then it's like it never happened still, you know. Like, this is a thing we don't talk about. And you know, maybe they didn't know, you know. That's also a possibility. But you are most welcome. I want to say a big thank you to everyone that was on tonight, for everyone that asked questions. And you know, we talked, we had therapy, you know, a little bit here. And I love that. And I love that we were encouraging and uplifting, you know, women, uplifting women. I love it. I'm here for it. And I hope that you all have an amazing rest of the night, an amazing rest of the week. May you be restored, refreshed, rejuvenated. May wonderful things keep unfolding for you. And thank you. I'm doing art, and your art is amazing. I love it. I'm going to keep loving it and encouraging you, Jags, because you have an amazing gift, and this is a positive outlet for you. And it's one that, you know, can make you some cha-ching ching. And you're helping me with marketing too. And I absolutely love and appreciate you for that. And Teresa, thank you so much. I'm so glad your surgery went well. I'm so glad that you're feeling a lot better. And dude, you know, dude is feeling pretty good himself, you know. And I think he's healing. You know, I think it might be a little slow. I mean, I wouldn't want to get kicked by a horse. You know, I could only imagine how slow I would be healing from that. So, liver and spleen is what I just heard. So, but I think he's doing better than he was. So let's hope he keeps doing better. I really loved connecting with each and every single one of you. I'm about to jump off. I'm about to get me some food and probably go night night soon. All right, you guys, I want to say thank you, but you know, from the bottom of my heart, I love and appreciate each and every single one of you. And I want to say thank you, blessed be, namaste, and goodbye.